All right, Coach, another win in the books. How did it feel just to kind of get that win, hold Michigan Dearborn under 50 points, and it looked kind of an all-around game for you guys? How did you feel just about getting that win today?
I think it's just good for us to get back on the floor after a week break, and fortunate enough to have the opportunity to play Michigan Dearborn on our home floor. And I thought it was just a good team win for us, a good overall team effort against a really scrappy Michigan Dearborn team.
Yeah, it got a little chaotic at times. How did their kind of upper kind of pace, I guess, kind of give you guys trouble at times? I know that there was some full court pressing going on. There was a lot of in-your-face defense. How did that kind of give you guys trouble? And then how are you going to be able to use that going forward? And just seeing obviously some good GLIAC teams that do like to have some defensive pressure.
I do think that it was good for us to play against this pressure, and I thought that Michigan Dearborn definitely was relentless defensively, picking us up in the full court, even on dead ball, make, miss, and really denying our wing entries. So I thought that this was good for us, good tune-up. They're super competitive team, and really I think it just kind of came down to field goal percentage. I mean, I thought that they had good looks and took some great shots. Really, shot attempts were pretty similar for both of us. But us playing on our home floor certainly was to our advantage. But it's a good team, and it was a good team win for us. And I thought that they helped us. They were really good. They were aggressive. They forced us to get uncomfortable, and they really battled with us on the board. So that was a good win.
Yeah, let's kind of talk about your guys' defense. Obviously, you hold them under 50 points, but like you said, they were missing shots. How did you feel about the way your defense played? Was it, a good defensive performance for you guys, or were you not happy with the way that they were getting some open looks out there?
I think you always can kind of find some good and bad. I do think that they really did a great job of taking it off the bounce, and we were okay at times guarding that, but for the most part, it's certainly something that we need to work on, and we need to get better at, and we need to trust our help, and kind of just trust ourselves, trust our feet. So containing players and containing drivers, and our defense is always something that we're trying to get better at.
And this was obviously a game where everybody got to play. You guys play a lot of girls anyway, but some extended minutes for some players toward the end of the bench. How did it feel just to kind of get more of a sense on what you have in late game and kind of what they can bring to the table for your program going forward?
Well, I really think it's just a good opportunity for players to kind of showcase what they've been working on and what they can do, and not always does that always equate to minutes on court on game day. And I think players like Hillary Griffin, Allie Shagney, they really kind of maximized their time today. Hillary had 4 assists. She didn't score the ball today, but as a freshman to come in and play double-digit minutes and have 4 assists, I think it shows she's understanding our offense and what we're looking for, and she's willing to share the ball. And so I think that we're going to be a team that's going to have to play everyone, and I think we need everyone on every night. So right now we're at 11, and I anticipate if we can maintain our focus and effort and energy and practice like we have, I can see us continuing into a 10 or an 11 player rotation.
Yeah, I think it would be crazy not to talk about Becca Fugate. Just from the outside looking in, the transformation she's made from last year to this year, it has been incredible. I mean, last year she was able to kind of sit back and kind of play that 3-point snipe shooter role with a lot of seniors, and now she's kind of taken on that leadership role. I mean, she's scoring, she's rebounding, she's passing. She was on triple-double watch today. I mean, talk about the transformation for her and how she's just kind of stepped up and become really the face and the leader of this program this year.
She really has done just that, and I think that she's somebody who just constantly is working on her game, and you always hope and wish that she'd be a little bit more vocal at times, and yet she does it in her own way. So without question, her leadership has been very important for our team, and especially being a young team. I'm actually I'm not surprised in her success. I think what has been really just fun is watching her just work and work for the last 3 years and kind of see it all come together for her. So, you know, as much as she is producing and putting up numbers, she's really is an unselfish player. She's the one telling, you know, her teammate it's okay, or I got it, or my bad. And so, you know, her numbers don't always reflect really the whole picture. And she's been very unselfish and a great leader for us, even though she doesn't verbalize it, or maybe even show it with emotion on the court. She's been very steady. In addition to that, I think Maxine Moore has really embraced her role and really determined to really have a great senior year. And she too has worked really hard in the off season. And I'm really happy for the two of them. Two totally different personalities, two totally different players, but yet they really play well together, Becca and Maxine, and they really have created a chemistry on the court together that wasn't there a year ago.
Yeah, let's kind of look ahead. Obviously, two of the UP teams coming down here next week. We'll start with the 5th, Northern Michigan. I mean, that's a team that really is going to get after you defensively. They do not allow teams to score the ball. I mean, just early on and kind of watching them earlier in the year, what do you see from them that makes them so good defensively, and what do you guys need to do offensively to kind of change the ways for them?
Well, I have not watched a lot of their games. I've only watched one, so I have a small sample size so far. So I anticipate that their style of play might be a little bit different than it has been. I was very used to Coach Matson's style of play, and yes, they were definitely going to hold people to 50 points or less. I'm not saying that that's not the case with this current team, but I would anticipate they're maybe doing things a little bit differently. They always have great size. They always have you know, strong presence in the paint, and they return an all-league player, McKaylee Kuhn, who is probably on track to be an all-league player again this year. So they're definitely a tough team, and I think every game we play from here on out in the GLIAC is just going to be tough night after night.
Yeah, one more for you. As you kind of turn the page on non-conference play and you move into just the rest of the GLIAC play and going down, what does this team kind of need to do to kind of get themselves back into that upper echelon of the GLIAC and make sure that they're ready to go when it comes toward that GLIAC tournament time?
In my opinion, I think what I think is important for this team to be successful is for them to stay connected. And I think that they have a unique connection that they really formed in a short period of time. And I think that truly is why we've been able to see some success early this season. So they need to continue to do that they're open to trying to get better. They're open to, you know, there's times I'm still trying to figure out a few things too. You know, there really are a new team, and each night sometimes presents a different matchup, so you see different things. But, you know, we've got to be good defensively. We've got to take care of the basketball, and we have to share the ball. And, you know, if we can do those things, stay connected, you know, I like our chances. But it's funny you asked me that, because I just said in the locker room, you know, playing this league is kind of a slippery slope. You know, it's you can get off to a great start and things can spiral in the wrong direction, or things can really take off, and you really have an opportunity to decide what kind of team you're going to be. So we're hopeful that we're one of the last few teams standing for postseason play.